Hey everyone, my name is Mark, and this is your weekly sun sign horoscope for the week of August 11th to 17th of 2022. Be sure to watch the video not only for your sun sign, but for your moon and your rising sign as well. I'm also, again, starting to do weekly live streams on Twitch every Sunday, link in the description. Come join if you want to talk about astrology. I talk about the weekly astrology. You can come ask me about, aspects to your birth chart, or if you have any questions about not just astrology, but you and your own chart or whatever. Let's come together, collaborate, and talk about these things, right? Also, let me know in the comments how this Lion's Gate went for you and that quarter moon in Scorpio. I'm interested to know to build kind of engagement with the audience, and let me know what you thought. Anyways, that being said, let's get into the chart for your sign. Hey Taurus, how are you doing this week? So for you, this full moon in Aquarius is going to be happening in your 4th and your 10th house. So we're dealing with foundational, your home issues, your career issues, your goals. And you're kind of dealing with, this foundational aspect of possibly, like what's going to bring you this unconditional love space within your home life, and what connections do you maybe need to make to kind of get to that? Remember, we're dealing with this balance of finding this unconditional love, this state. So these aspects of maybe you have some certain unique goals, but do they balance of what's going to feel good, maybe in your home life? So this, you may need to have this balance and this realization of, just because maybe somebody doesn't necessarily agree with you or your goals or where that's going, doesn't necessarily mean you gotta cut them out, right? So there's this pause, there's this balance that's kind of needed in these two areas, and this recognition of this unconditional love. And are you leveling up and being mature in this space of recognizing that even if someone, maybe in your family or whatever, doesn't necessarily support your goals or whatever, that there's still this aspect of unconditional love that exists within that environment, right? Because remember, we're squaring the nodes here. We're moving forward in this unique direction with Uranus here on the north node of this good life that we want in your sign, Taurus. But remember that the good life that somebody else wants isn't always going to match the good life that you want, especially with Uranus here. We're dealing with humanitarian energies as well as energies of, people living their unique individual aspects of self. So there may need to be this transformation or healing in terms of these relationships in order to move forward, into these certain directions and spaces to find this balance of this unconditional love. Also on this day, the sun is going to square Uranus too, Uranus in your sign. There may be shifts and shakeups in terms of, you and yourself, and this recognition that needs to take place in terms of this, maybe, unconditional love. In terms, this could be family, parents, your home environment, your foundational stuff that needs to happen in order to provide this uplifting movement forward for you and to take action into this new direction. So Taurus, I know you're usually quite stubborn, but you may need to, this may be shaking up some of that stubbornness a bit and realizing that just because you want to move in a specific direction doesn't mean that other people are going to move in that direction with you. But understanding through unconditional love that doesn't mean that they hate you or anything else, that they're allowed to do what they want, but you are allowed to do what you want as well. Remember, we need to move forward in this more humanitarian type of space here with this Uranus North Node into this more abundant world where we can all feel good together. Right? Also on this day, we're going to have Venus ingress Leo. Of course, this is coming into your 4th house. You could be nurturing more of these partnerships in terms of your career and what you love and all those aspects. And this could also deal with, on this full moon, making those right emotional connections as well to push you forward in that new direction and this transmutation of these old relationships and partnerships. But again, this Venus ingress, your 4th house, is definitely going to be more nurturing, especially in these aspects of what you love, what you want, and, kind of what you desire for yourself in terms of these kind of aspects for you in your life. Also on this day, we're going to have Mars sextile Neptune. This is Mars in your sign, in your first house, sextile Neptune in your 11th house. Again, this could bring up confusing aspects, but this is like this humanitarian dream almost, and pushing forward into that new direction. So you may actually have a solidifying understanding of these unconditional love aspects, especially in terms of your home life and career, which are helping you to push forward into this new direction. You may not need that transmutation to happen. But again, it's depending on kind of how stubborn you are in terms of pushing forward into this new space, right? But I feel like with Mars in your sign, this is providing power to push forward in this direction. But of course, nurturing that and taking its time before it moves into your second house here of Gemini, where things are going to happen a lot quicker. Being in Gemini, but also being in that, again, the second house, which also has that Taurus vibe too, and moving into that space. So let's take a look at Sunday here. So that's when we're going to have this Sun opposition Saturn direct. So again, this is this lesson, this up leveling in terms of this unconditional love type aspect. Also on this day, we're going to have Mars in trine to Pluto. So this is happening in your 9th house and in your 1st house. So this is giving power to this positivity and this expansion within your 9th house, and maybe even a higher learning aspect in order to push you forward into this new space, into this new area of, your life. Again, this is dealing with Capricorn as well. So we're kind of dealing with maybe goals in terms of higher education or school, as well as simply just expansion in general. And where do you need to expand in terms of maybe your goals in order to move forward in the direction you may want to move in. But again, this is a positive transformation, and Pluto is giving power to this in an extremely positive way here. Despite the fact that Mars is a malefic planet, it's kind of using that energy as that push into this new space and this new direction. If we move on to Monday, we're going to have Mercury aspecting the node. So Mercury here in your 5th house, in Virgo aspecting the node. So again, this is changing up kind of your day-to-day life, maybe more of what you love to do, dealing aspects of maybe being more of a leadership role in terms of your day-to-day life. But again, it's affecting this shift in this direction that you want to go in, and maybe this transmutation of healing in certain relationships and where you want to go in here, and how that is affecting your schedule, your day-to-day life, and maybe what you love to do in that regard. And again, this is about having balance in terms of going with the flow and this humanitarianism with this day-to-day schedule and what you love to do in that regard, right? So again, this may be a shift. You may feel stubborn or set in certain ways, but this may be now shifting into this new space, this new direction that we're moving into. So on Tuesday here, we're also going to have Mercury in trine to Uranus. So again, this is going to be change-ups to these aspects that I just spoke about on the previous day. So it's going to be emphasizing this kind of shake-up and this change in direction type of energy. Then on Wednesday here, we're going to have Venus trine Jupiter overnight. So this is your 4th house into your 12th house. So something about you may be happening behind the scenes. Excuse me. Could be expansion in terms of just going with the flow, maybe some spiritual things, especially in regards to nurturing this family and this career type energy. But this Jupiter here is helping to expand these Venus in this more nurturing and loving area, especially in regards to your independent self and maybe healing certain things that maybe have been happening in terms of yourself and in these regards. Anyways, let's pull a card for you, Taurus. Hey, Taurus, let's pull a card for you. So I'll just clear and give this a quick little shuffle here and find out what the week has in store for you. Excuse me, I've been yawning through all of my videos today. I don't know. Okay. What does the universe have for Taurus this week? What does the universe have for Taurus this week? Yes, we have the Six of Swords, relief, hope, moving on. So definitely moving into a new direction for you, since a lot of this Mars stuff is kind of happening in your own sign, especially with Uranus being there as well, being in square to Mercury and Virgo. We're kind of moving into a new direction, especially in terms of your day-to-day life, maybe moving on from certain aspects, especially in terms of this Sun opposition Saturn stuff that's going on. So in terms of this uplifting and this shift towards this more unconditional love space, we are kind of being guided and pushed into a new direction and into new waters. Anyways, have a good week, Taurus, and take care. Hey everyone, I'd just like to thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Engagement really helps, and it really helps me to know what you think of this video as well. If you want to connect with me on social media, get any readings with me, any and all those links are all in the description below. Thanks everyone again, and have a great week. Take care. Bye for now. Bye.